Do you remember watching iRobot and thinking that this is kind of cool? Or the Jetsons when you were little, thinking can't wait to live in a future like that? But were also scared by Minority Report that your thoughts could be turned into crimes and you could be arrested? At one point, we wanted robots in our lives. We thought that artificial intelligence, robotics, would be cool for humanity. Very few people questioned how dangerous it would be, or if we did question how dangerous it would be based on like Minority Report or watching iRobot, we thought, nah, that's not in our lifetime. Well, damn, it is in our lifetime, and it's actually getting kind of scary. And the first thing that we have is Snitch bots. These are little bots that walk around from security companies. They're not actually police bots. They patrol the streets. They have nice smiley faces on them. They look kind of cute. Some of them even look like little robot dogs, and you stop. But what they're looking for is to snitch on you for little things like loitering, littering, speeding, trespassing, and then they'll report you, or they'll capture that data and sell it off to someone else. These are just horrendous, and there's a reason why they're called snitch bots, but there is a backlash to all of this robotic stuff, and we will talk about it soon. The other one we're going to look at is delivery robots, like Uber Eats and DoorDash. They do a pretty good job at delivering their goods to people, but there is a small percentage of people that do not like them, and over time we are increasing that gap of not liking them. The reports of violence on these types of robots has vastly increased. For example, on UC Berkeley campus, there have been 1,600 reports of violence against these bots, mainly vandalism, kicking them over, blocking their paths, taking their orders and stealing. And it is because that people see that they are taking jobs, and that there is this thing called the Frankenstein syndrome, that we feel uncanny around them, that they kind of feel human, but at the same time they don't feel human, and they leave our stomachs feeling kind of weird. But this violence is often in what we call blue states or blue cities. Los Angeles and San Francisco have higher rates of robot violence. There's even one city in the UK, Sheffield, which after a trial of these delivery robots had to pull them out because the amount of violence on them and theft was just too high for the company to cover the costs. So what are these robotic companies doing to try and close that gap of violence and making us humans want them in our lives? The thing that they are doing is that they are putting faces on them, smiles, so that when they walk across, they greet us and say hello like they are becoming human, because it is much harder to commit violence on someone or something that smiles at you or stops and says hello. This is a psychological thing, that you are more likely to commit violence, random acts of violence on people you don't know. So if you have a lovingly cute looking kitten-like robot that strolls past you delivering a meal and smiles at you and winks and says, hello, how are you? You are less likely to kick it over and run away. Plus, you got to remember that these things are built for surveillance. They are constantly monitoring us and collecting data and returning it to companies to be sold. And if you do commit a crime against it, it is clearly captured and filmed and sent onto authorities. And then we have the scandal around the Roomba vacuum robots that were caught collecting data and recording us and selling it, and no one had any idea that our homes, the very private places that we reside in and feel ourselves in, have been violated, and people were very angry about this. So there is no coming back from that stance. There's also been kind of like a robot apartheid or segregation, which is kind of interesting. And an example of this is restaurants that use robot labor. People see that they are taking their jobs. So when a robot comes to deliver their food, a lot of customers are actually turning them away and denying the food, saying, we don't want this. Or when they come into a restaurant that has human waiters and robot waiters, they insist on the human waiters only and will deny any access to customer service from a robot. Now, people may think, oh, that might make the robot feel sad, but we as humans need to stop putting these human emotions onto robots. They do not feel sad that we have denied them customer service or the right to serve us. That is the thing. Companies know that they can play on our emotions, especially children and teenagers. And then we had the robotic drones from Amazon and Walmart and other companies that have been dropping parcels Yes, it's good to have items delivered to you in less than an hour, but do you really want that whirling and whizzing sound? Imagine your neighbor is constantly ordering things and you got to put up with it. Got to remember as well that they are surveillance devices that are also capturing and recording what is going on and all the data. And imagine you're sunbaking in your pool in your backyard and it captures you there, or you're strolling from your bedroom to your bathroom and you forgot that your curtains were left open. It is just an invasion of privacy, and drones can go anywhere and can be hidden as well. And that's the thing that's scary about robots. We thought that they were meant to be here to serve us, but it has turned out the government has realized that they can utilize them for mass surveillance and to inhibit our lives even further. You may think, well, I'm not doing anything wrong. I don't care if there are robots looking into my life and mass surveillance from the government and authorities. Well, why don't you leave your blinds opened all the time? Leave your phone unlocked. Why don't you just leave your wallet open for people to look at? And the thing that people don't realize is that studies have been done that show that humans, when under camera or mass surveillance, act differently. We will often sing and dance if no one is looking, but would you still do the same thing if you knew you were being recorded? We act more introverted, we take less risks. Yes, it will decrease crime, but we will become robotic ourselves as we walk around town knowing that there are cameras shoved on our faces. We will talk less, we will socialize less, we will become highly paranoid that what we might say might be misconstrued into something that is considered evil, sinister, or a value or opinion that is not liked by the government. It will really hamper our ability to have freedom of speech when we are out in private to talk to our friends or our family. Having mass surveillance from robots is going to change the way that we as humans interact with each other, and it will change our cognitive mindset over time. And I wouldn't be surprised if it brings on things like onset dementia earlier because we no longer choose to think critically anymore. And then there's that argument, I'm not committing any crimes or doing anything wrong. But remember, a lot of this AI technology and robotic technology has already captured and caught innocent people doing nothing wrong. For example, the flock cameras in America, which have been highly contentious, and you can tell that they are not liked because many citizens have been finding ways to get rid of them. There's also that dreaded fear that when you call up a company because you need help and you think you're going to get a human, worse, you think you're going to get someone from overseas who can barely talk English, but no, you get something even worse than that. Who would have thought that we would have got something worse than getting an offshore call center, and that's getting a customer service robot with very little chance of getting onto a human. So many companies have gone from hiring people in their own country to hiring people offshore to now getting even cheaper labor, virtually paying nothing to hire now bots to talk to you. Yes, it can be really good because in some circumstances you can get common answers at any time of the day for certain things about how do I delete an account, and it might take you to the right page. But for more complex issues, these bots are a nightmare to deal with, and you just want to talk to a human. And as more companies are choosing to do this, it is becoming the norm. And when things become the norm, we just choose to accept it. We should be voting with our feet and not using these companies. But the problem is they're all doing it, and we just can't stop being consumers. We need goods and services. And then don't get me started on these Meta glasses. You can now get them from Kmart for just $80. Total lack of privacy. You never know when you're being recorded. And then there's the whole AI slop and getting accused of using AI for plagiarism, or that your scripts or your work or your essays were AI created. And it's especially demoralizing and hurts you a lot when you wrote all of it 100% yourself and people just accuse you of it because you were writing properly. You were writing like a report. There is nothing worse than having the older generation that is struggling to tell what is real and what isn't real, and they being fed misinformation and garbage that could lead to horrible consequences for them, especially in the health space. And tech companies are slow at getting rid of this garbage off online. And for all of this robotics and technology to work, they need need data centers, and they are everywhere, and they're driving up the price of RAM and GPUs. And because data centers need to be close to where people want this data, like near homes and suburbs, that's where they're being built. And as an urban planner, it drives me nuts that at some point in the future, after I finish my degree, I am going to have to plan where these dumb data centers are going to have to be. I love that some people, like in Norway and the Netherlands, are thinking about putting them on water, because water will help them naturally cool as the currents flow underneath them. But then it poses more problems for the sea life, that they get fried, that there are issues with algae and it changes the biomes down there. So we just can't win. Robots and AI are totally not what we wanted. I don't consent signing up for this garbage. And the problem is, we just can't get rid of it. It is so embedded now that governments will not listen to us. There is a certain and only small percentage of this that we want, especially for like medicine and diagnosing cancer and spotting things. It is fantastic. I don't like the fact that it's being rolled out in aged care, that soon we have this whole generation that will no longer receive human care, and it will just feel like a colder environment than what it already is in these aged care and retirement homes. Imagine being 90 years old and your only interactions are with robots. So hopefully this is all just a bubble, that it will go away and it will burst like the tech bubbles of the late 90s, but we all know what happened to that, and it just turned around and re-evolved and became bigger, and now we are so reliant on the internet we can't live without it. And the same will happen for AI and robots, that soon there'll be a generation after generation, maybe beta, that will know no life without having robots and AI in it. So is there anything that we can do about it? I'm going to sign here and say no. We can close off and just shut ourselves in our homes, but still then you're not even safe from drones that could be whizzing around and capturing your data and your surveillance of what you're doing. There could be things in your home that picks up on your signals, but that is not the life that we want to live. We want to be out and socializing, but I do not want to do it where there are robots around. And I especially don't want to do it in the future where you won't be able to tell who is a robot and who is a human. Governments need to stop using this garbage for mass surveillance and start making regulations around it to better us as humans. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments. Have I struck a nerve with you two with how much I am hating having to deal with them in the future?